Yeah, and a lot of our central services, so I'm in the information security office. My colleagues are our incident response team, our SOC. We have one SOC and one incident response team for the entire university.
Hmm.
And so we are supporting the CMMC requirements. So all of our systems, we have an on-premise SIM. We're trying to bring it up to 800.171 standards so that we are able to address those properly and not have to leave the data in the environment or in the enclave, that we can actually look at it holistically across the university to notice
Hmm.
trends. Because usually when we have attacks, they are not in a specific department or a specific group. It's on our general identity and access management, right? Here's your
Hmm.
username and password, and here's your two-factor.
Right.
So
Yeah.
being able to see across all those environments is really necessary
Hmm.
for our SOC and our IR team to address those issues.
Now, what are your thoughts with like, say, smaller universities where, and maybe some larger universities are outsourcing their SOC and other incident response? How do you think that ties into CMMC, especially now we know with the FedRAMP equivalency directive?
Yeah,
What do
with
you
the FedRAMP equivalency, I think it's going to depend on where that data is stored, right?
think?
It's really the federal government is basically pushing everybody to a FedRAMP version,
Right,
which is
right.
usually more expensive than the
Exactly.
standard offering. What we're seeing a lot in the new CMMC rule, a lot of major changes for people that are helping you, your managed service
Yeah, those
providers,
MSPs,
your
right.
MSSPs, your
Mm.
ESPs. All of a sudden, these groups now have to have a CMMC certification as well.
Yeah,
And
right.
some of them have said, we're not going to. And some of them
Hmm.
have said, oh, we're changing our business model so that we don't have to. Uh,
Exactly.
and I think that's going to have to play out. And
Mhm.
because universities are not the only groups that are using these services.
Yeah, I had a client, a prospective client, contact me last week, and he mentioned that and he's a defense contractor. He said that his current MSP told him like, "Hey, we're not going to get CMMC level 2, so I suggest you find another MSP." So you can imagine, yeah, a lot of defense contractors going to be in that same position. We know the Microsofts and the AWS of the world, they love it. It benefits them, but yeah, those small MSSPs and MSPs, and yeah,
And
that's
we run into,
a
we're a
huge.
Google workspace kind of environment. So all of our mail and Google Docs and things like that. Google has its own concerns with
Oh yeah,
CMMC and compliance.
right,
Yes, they say they're
right.
FedRAMP moderate, but there's a lot of edge cases, and
Right.
there's the edge case of mixing students with faculty for research
Mhm.
on, because we have refugee students that are from countries that are not approved for working in the U.S. or for dealing with U.S.
Right.
data,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming a lot of other universities are in similar situation because they're students. Our mission is to teach and to do
Right.
research.
International.
We don't discriminate. If the
Right.
student's qualified and if they're willing to do the work,
Yeah.
we're willing to work with them.
What the approach the DoD is taking, and I can understand the security behind it and the intent, but I can see a lot of unintended consequences from those directives. We
Yeah.
shall see how it all plays out. If you receive value from this episode, I invite you to subscribe and like so that you're the first to know when we release new episodes. Also, check out cmmcproof.com to learn more about the arsenal of resources that we provide to equip you to conquer CMMC. We'll see you next time.